Toastmaster of Great Brother Toastmasters and experience. Well, it's indeed a privilege and a joy to actually be sharing something which I am very passionate about, which is my favorite portion of being a Toastmaster, evaluating something. So when we evaluate somebody, what are we exactly trying to do? And that's what I will probably give you insights about what I have learned over the years as a Toastmaster about what really evaluation means. If you see, I have called it as listen, learn, and live. That's for me definition of when we come to evaluate somebody. I'm sorry, they say to is human and to screw up things beyond what you can think, you have to be a computer. I'm not an expert evaluator or somebody who has won a world championship of evaluation, but I definitely feel that I have benefited from a lot of people who are good evaluators, who have helped me to come and at least uplift others through what I feel is extremely good in their speeches, where they can improve, improvise, or become the world champion. I have three motives today. The first motive is to decode how we compete. Second, to let you know how to connect with the audience. And third, to have some takeaways from this session for me also. Because you don't come to any Toastmasters meeting where you don't learn. As this is my first time in Khyber Toastmasters Club, so I thought why not start it with a traditional icebreaker, because I'm not giving my icebreaker speech here at all. But I need your support. Can I have a raise of hands, those who are carrying a paper and a pencil?
Oh my God.
Awesome. So you become the evaluators of this speech, which I'm going to give as an icebreaker speech. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes. I need more energy.
Yes.
Awesome. So, have you all seen this magical dish?
No.
No? If you haven't, then you are missing out something really interesting.
Maggie.
As I knew that the theme of the meeting today is secrets of food, I thought why not share my heroic incident in my kitchen with all of you as my icebreaker. I come from a family where it was always taught, पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो बनोगे नवाब, किचन में जाओगे तो हो जाओगे खराब. To translate it, if you study, you'll grow in life. Kitchen is not for you, it's for lesser mortals. And trust me, throughout my life, I believe that's right. Call me lucky or call me whatever. I got married to a Fauji. And you know what are some privileges of being a Fauji wife? You always get a cook. So again, I was saved. Now third point, which was the cherry on the cake. My husband turned out to be an amazing chef. So the only thing that I ever did in my life was lift the lid, never the lid. Lucky me. But you know, they say God is there. I'm sure you all believe in God, right? So He has His ways of testing and trying everybody. One fine day, my darling husband, who was a captain at that point in time, who would be sent on deployment any day, just came in the morning and he said, today I have a deployment, I'm off for the entire day. Then the cook announced, in fact, she just sent a message, I'm taking a days off. To me, it actually worked because I had an exam coming up. And I prefer my peace and quiet while I'm studying for exam. I was very happy, everybody is out and I will get time to study. I grabbed my chair, sat on my study desk the entire day, immersing and engrossing myself in my books, only to realize it's 10 p.m. How? Did I see the clock? No. My stomach. It started rumbling and grumbling like that distant thunderstorm which comes during Mumbai monsoons. I said, what happened? The stomach said, excuse me, it's 10 p.m. I'm hungry. Hungry? Who will cook? I reached out to God. God help. You know what happened? He's there. A divine halo light fell on the refrigerator, which always has what? Leftovers. I was so happy. You know, God is there. He's helped me. I went up to the refrigerator, opened the door. We both stared at each other. Me with hungry eyes, and the fridge with its cold, blank, empty self. Where is all the food gone? This used to be stuffed with leftovers. There's nothing in. Why? Oh my God! Did this man who would never listen to me for the first time in life actually listen and dispose of all the leftovers yesterday? So cruel of him, what do I do? I again looked up. Oh dear God, help me, save me. And this time, the halo pointed towards our larder. And there, what I saw was this gleaming, shining yellow packet of Maggie. And you all know how much time does Maggie take to get cooked?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? 3 minutes? Wait, you don't know. Who's cooking it? It's me. Now in my all exuberance, whatever cooking I knew of, I picked up the saucepan, put it on the stove, stood at his side and started watching it. And you all know that famous saying, a washed pot seldom boils. I'm looking at this pot for around 5 minutes. My patience is boiling, but not the water. I forgot the obvious. What? To turn on the stove. It's rocket science for me. Finally, I picked up that lighter, turned the stove on, and in my hurry to get this Maggie cooked, I just broke it down into 4 pieces, dumped it inside, picked up 2 packets of masala because I really wanted it to be spicy, and sprinkled it on top of it. Then I hunted the kitchen like a veteran hunter to look for a fork, because that was not my territory. I picked up a fork and started stirring the Maggie so quickly as if that stirring is going to make it get prepared quickly. As I was stirring it, the fork suddenly left my grip and it dumped into that yellow soup of my Maggie. And now I don't know how to rescue this fork. What do I pick up to rescue this fork? I went, pulled open all the drawers. This is not my territory. I grabbed a pair of chopsticks, picked this fork up, and what was left was bone dry, extremely spicy, unforgettable Meri wali Maggi. I looked at it, the beauty that I had created. It felt like a culinary marvel. I picked up the pot, picked up a beautiful china bowl, and poured it into that as if this was the master chef dish which I had just created. As I was about to sit on the dining table, the doorbell rang, and in walked my knight in shining armor, seeing that bowl of Maggie in my hands. He looked at it and then looked at me. What he saw in my hand was a beautiful china bowl with some crunchy, extremely spicy, but unforgettable Maggie. We sat on the dining table, ate that Maggie together, and that's the day I learned something extremely profound. Life has its own ways of taking you out of your comfort zone, of throwing you into uncharted territories, whether it was my kitchen or it's the contest stage. I might not have made the best Maggie that day, or you might not give your best evaluation that day. What matters is that we smiled, we tried, and we created something, which ultimately is our testament of resilience. So don't worry if you don't do it the best, but do it. Toastmaster of the day. So after we saw this great Maggie mashup, a recipe for resilience, can I have any 2 people who have noted down evaluation for this speech to come and just tell me 2 good things and 2 not so good things about my speech? Anyone? There were so many people who are. May I request you if you have noted down some points? Yes? Yeah.
So I have not noted down anything because I was actually living that story. So I think all the great content. It's very simple but interesting. Audience connect, as you can see. I was not able to write anything, so I was into the story. I was actually living the story here. So that is what I was.
Thank you. Anybody else who wants to tell me how to improve? I don't want to listen to what was good in the story. I want to listen to what can be improved. We have veteran Toastmasters here. Come on, don't tell me you have.
Well, I saw that Toastmasters Meenakshi. Just a simple story, 2 minutes magnitude. She would stretch it to 7 minutes. She made it interesting. She made it look yummy because we cannot taste it, but definitely we felt it is yummy, and she made it adventurous. So it is a good storyteller. That is the good point. Now, as a good storyteller, when we are connected with the storyteller, we also expect that every emotion pouring it out, whether that distress, when she was saying that my tummy was yummy, and secondly, that stare from the fridge, the cold, frozen, stressful, that was also very good. But there were some incidents where you were stressed, my stomach was aching, and your face was expressing different. So that those are the areas where you could just connect well and go with your flow of the emotions that connects with the story, then it is the perfect storytelling. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much. After these two evaluations, now let's get to the brass tacks, or let me be very pragmatic about what exactly an evaluation contest is. So you don't hit the evaluation contest ground running. You prepare. And you are very, very methodical about what you have to do on that specific day. It's a very set format. A test speaker like me comes very prepared, delivers a 5 to 7 minute speech. You get 5 more minutes for preparing your notes. And then comes those 2 to 3 minutes, which actually define where you land up in the stage of Toastmasters International, right? That's fine, but when we evaluate, what exactly is the purpose? Does this evaluation contest have some purpose? When I don't know whether he was a DTM or not, but when Smedley started Toastmasters and there was an evaluation which was associated to every speech, what was the intent of that evaluation? The intent was twofold. 1, to help every speaker grow, and 2, to inspire the audience as well. Because when you are evaluating, you are not criticizing. There's a difference between evaluation and criticism. We evaluate to help grow, to help inspire the speaker as well as the people who are there in the audience. So it's very important for us to understand this, that that's the core purpose of evaluation. I'm a keen observer, and I keep observing people who deliver these amazing evaluations where you actually get uplifted. And what I have noticed, that majority of good evaluators, those who add value to what you already know, have 3 qualities, 3 traits. Number 1, they affirm your strengths. For instance, when I was evaluated, both the evaluators affirmed my strengths by saying, the storytelling was so good that she enthralled the audiences. What did it do to me as a speaker? As a speaker, I was really uplifted. Oh, they listened to what I was saying. They were paying attention, right? So affirm the strengths. You were great. When you came on stage, the way you stood, your positive posture, that caught the attention of the audience. So you are affirming their strengths. Second, you give suggestions to improve. That's very, very important. And I'll tell you why that is important. give a suggestion that speak loudly. What do you mean by speak loudly? Should I start shouting? When did it matter? How do I speak? So how can we say this? If I have to say speak loudly, we can always say that when you spoke about your tummy rumbling and you raised your voice, we all leaned in to hear you. Would you want to try raising your voice or speaking loudly when you are delivering your punchline? Now you are telling me that if I improve, what impact will it have on the audience? So you are giving me a suggestion, also telling me how that suggestion will matter. Right? That's second. And third, inspire action. Most importantly. When I come to deliver a speech, what is it that you are expecting out of me? What kind of an action do you inspire? So you can't just say, oh, you were so enthusiastic. That's amazing. But if I say, you bring in a lot of enthusiasm, if you will just make your ending a bit more smoother, you will definitely leave the room energized. Now what did I do? I did something which the speaker now feels, oh my God, I delivered such a good speech, and see the kind of feedback that I got. We are calling it feedback. We are calling it evaluation. We are nowhere calling it criticism or not even constructive criticism. We are always calling it feedback and evaluation. And even as a speaker, when you are listening to the evaluator, take the feedback always as constructive, even if it's criticism. That's most important. So we have three things that great evaluators do. They affirm strengths, they give you suggestions for improvement, and over and above, they inspire you. I'm always a firm believer that, we always underestimate. You all have seen this movie, Chennai Express? They say, don't underestimate the power of a common man. So I say, don't underestimate the power of encouragement with practical advice. It's easier to give advice, but encouraging while giving practical advice is what makes an evaluator differentiated from an extremely good evaluator. Sorry, in a bit to make the slides more fancy, I actually had too many transitions. I didn't realize I don't have a pointer. So, yeah. So I have learned this LAMP formula, which I feel is very, very good when doing any evaluation. The first, that is L, listen. We have just one mouth, 2 ears. We all know that. God wants us to listen more and speak lesser. When I say listen, tune in with 100% focus. Watch every aspect of what the speaker is speaking, because you're here to evaluate. You can't miss out on even the smallest of nuance that the speaker is speaking. Whether it's the intonation, whether it's the transition of voice, whether it's the transition of the speaker from one side of the stage to the other. It's very important for you to listen actively, focus 100%, take notes on structure, content and delivery. All three are important. You cannot undermine one over other. You can't just be focusing on content or focusing on delivery while ignoring the other one. They are all equally important. Second is analyze. Analyze very, very effectively. What are you here for? Break this speech down. Very important. So when you are analyzing, the first question that we always ask is, did the speech have proper sections? Was there a proper flow from one section to another? Did the speaker's motive behind delivering the speech get transmitted across to the audience? Did the audience get it? Did the speaker use pauses, use modulation in voice, use expressions? Did they do it all properly? So you put on that analytical lens, put on that microscope to look at every detail that you should evaluate in the speaker. Third is map. This I feel is the most important step, because 99% times when we evaluate, we come and give feedback, but we never map this feedback to results. If you will do this, what will happen? If you speak loudly, how will it impact the audience? If you will have more gestures, how will it make your speech more powerful? So it's important to map improvements with results. Walk more on the stage. What will that do? That will help you connect with audience on both sides of the stage. Or you might also say that use your hands when you are talking about universe, open them wide open, because that shows the expanse of the universe. But when you are representing an ant, move your hands closer to show how tiny things you are talking about. Now the speaker is in sync with you, that yeah, you are telling me something which actually will connect my actions with the results that I get in the end, right? And the last one, positive, positive, and positive. So you are not going to be critical, you are not going to say, you